What's going on today, YouTubers? Welcome to another edition of Walking Reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at a production knife, something that I probably wouldn't have bought except out of kind of like sheer morbid curiosity. So this is the Helix Nano by a company called Guardian Tactical, and from what I understand, Guardian Tactical, I mean, I've seen like this knife around before, but from what I understand, Guardian Tactical specifically makes like tactical style knives. And I'm not really a tactical knife kind of guy, but this, on paper, it seemed like this should be a good EDC knife, like size-wise. We'll just go ahead and jump into the specs. 3¼ inch blade of CPM 154, drop point blade shape. This also comes in a Tonto blade shape. It's got the like DLC type coating on the main grind there with the big billboard, Helix Nano, the date, country, blade steel designation, and then this side is sterile, except for that like DLC coating, obviously. So we've got the tactical 3-hole configuration. Everyone knows 3 holes makes a knife much more tactical. So aside from being kind of ridiculous looking with the billboard and the, you know, the holes and stuff and the weird pattern, this is actually a pretty damn useful blade shape and blade grind. Very, very sharp edge. You really can't see it. I doubt I'm really going to be able to show it to you, but that's a decent enough. The tip is actually hollow ground, and the main portion of the blade here is flat grind. So you have a thinner edge. Usually you see like the opposite. You see a grind that leaves the tip a little bit thicker, and then, you know, thinner back here for where most people would do the majority of their work, but they kind of swapped it around on this knife. I'm not 100% sure why. It makes for a really usable knife, but I don't know why they decided to swap the usual configuration there. As you can see, it, like I pointed out, they've got the 3 different sized holes in the blade. I'm assuming just purely for aesthetics. It does have, you can see, a thumb stud opener, which does work. Handle length is 4.4 inches for an overall length of about 7.7 inches. So the handles here, you can see, are solid carbon fiber, and really nice carbon fiber too, with a whole bunch of work done to it. You can see all the milling that's been done in the carbon fiber. It's contoured. I'm not a huge fan aesthetically of the way they shaped it, like all kind of hard angles and stuff, but it's really, really nice carbon fiber, and the work they've done in there has made it really nice tactically as well. Tactically, for tactility, for like grip. So yeah, I mean, this does, and ergonomically especially, what is that weird kind of piece that sticks up is actually a nice thumb ramp into some pretty effective jimping on the spine of the blade. You get a really nice finger groove here. Yeah, you get a really nice finger groove here, and then it's, you know, a couple more little grooves there for your fingers to settle into. So yeah, very comfortable knife. I thought this pocket clip would for sure be a hot spot, but it's not. It's actually placed perfectly so that it just sits in your palm without really touching anything. This does run on caged bearings, and I gotta say, it's pretty damn smooth. I wasn't expecting this to have good flipping action, especially because of how they placed the flipper tab. I kind of say this over and over again. I prefer a higher flipper tab that sits above the pivot. I mean, this is fairly small, but it just, looking at it on the website, I thought to myself, they probably mean it to be more of a thumb stud knife and not so great as a flipper. This actually is a pretty strong detent, and you can hear it. Very, very strong detent, which actually makes the thumb stud a little less than comfortable. You can see the lock up there. This is actually a stainless steel lock bar that's been inset into the carbon fiber. So it's not, you know, a true liner. It's I guess a sub liner lock, whatever. It's got these two screws which hold in the insert there. So it's a very busy knife. I have not been able to take it apart because of this pivot screw, which is a huge ding in my book. I'm assuming you'd need some kind of special tool to take that pivot off of there. Man, my hands are freezing. It is so cold here. Yeah, I'm assuming you'll need a special tool to take this knife apart. Pocket clip. This knife sits up way higher than I'd like. That's another ding for it in my book. The general kind of cheesiness of the design, I get that you want to appeal to a certain audience, but I gotta say, through all the cheesiness and the, you know, kind of silly decisions that were made for this knife, somebody knew what they were doing when they designed this. You've got a forward finger groove here in the blade that allows you to choke up and get a really nice control position. It's really comfortable in the saber grip back here. The flipping action is surprisingly smooth and snappy. There's a lot to like about this knife. Price tag is probably not one of them. This does run, I think this one is like $250 I think I got this one from Knife Center. So yeah, not the cheapest knives, but pretty nice for a tactical company to make something that really kind of works well as an EDC. Was surprising, and it was a pleasant surprise. You know, I wasn't rooting against the knife. I honestly didn't know what to think when I ordered it. I thought, hey, you know what, let's roll the dice and check it out. And I'm kind of glad I did. It might not be something I'd carry every day, but it's a fun flipper and definitely useful. I apologize for all, like, you know, I take shots at the tactical type stuff. That's just not me. If it's you, I'm not, you know, nothing personal there. It's not why I collect pocket knives, and there's some pretty good science out there to support the fact that a pocket knife is probably the worst thing you could have when it comes to self-defense. But anyways, guys, yeah, I just wanted to give you a look at this. Getting low battery warning. I don't know if it's doing. Just wanted to give you guys a look at this knife. Pretty cool. As far as value, I think it's there. I really do. I think it's there. They did a lot of work with this carbon fiber. A lot of work on the blade with the compound grind. So yeah, there's a lot to like about this knife. I wouldn't necessarily write it off as just kind of like a Mall Ninja type thing. But obviously the price tag, you know, you're paying for it. $250 ain't cheap. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Take it easy.